Undergrunt Podcast Network.
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. Good people living in fear.
Don't believe everything you hear, son.
I've seen it, Mr. Wayne.
He thinks he's above the law.
The daily planet criticizing those who think they're above the law is a little hypocritical. What do you say?
Considering every time your hero saves a cat out of a tree, you'd write a puff piece editorial about an alien who, if he wanted to, could burn the whole place down.
That wouldn't be a damn thing we can do to stop it.
Most of the world doesn't share your opinion, Mr. Wayne.
Maybe it's Gotham City in me.
We just have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
In a small little ship in the center of Mars was a sack of souls with experiment scars. When the psychedelic monk said, "I'll take two," and he put them in a rocket and he ate a lot of glue. And he shot them straight to Earth where they turned into babies. They were named from that, and they rarely got rabies. And the monk made a movie of their whole entire lives. They were panoramic scenes and zooms of the thighs. One time Bob had sex with a ladle, and one time Matt lost a vet to a cradle, and another time Bob caught a dinosaur mom, and another time Matt bought a replica of Guam. And all this and more is on a DVD set, only $20.99 with the purchase of a gem. But if you call right now and say, "Where's my whisk?" we'll include this bonus disc.
Hey! Oh my God.
One day I'm gonna kill Matt. One day.
That was close.
One day.
I was
Hey!
in the middle of catching my breath. Jesus.
Okay, well, Matt is not dying because he is excited for this episode of Bonus Disc.
Yes!
With us today is Michael Ziccardi.
Hey, guys.
Hey, returning guest.
Wow.
Yeah. And we watched a movie that
We've been trying to watch for over a year.
Forever.
Over a year.
I'm sad we didn't do it sooner, but I'm happy we did it with you, Mike.
You really appreciate it.
Dude, I loved this movie. Let me just say the name of the movie was Cyber World. And
Cyber Webmaster.
listen, oh yeah.
I didn't even know it was called.
Do you think it was Cyber World?
Well, because Cyber World was
That's
the
where
world.
It takes sort of,
But
well,
like
It
literally
could be named Cyber World.
Yeah, all I can say is where Blade Runner ends, Cybermaster
they
begins.
just picked up that ball and ran away.
Cybermaster is the fulfillment of William Gibson's dream of the cyberpunk.
Cybermaster?
It's broke him. It drove him mad.
Circuitry Land. It's like, what?
This
Yeah.
movie is amazing. It's what I
It's
wanted.
everything.
It's what I wanted The Force Awakens to be. Like, all my hatred went away. I'm
Force
so happy
Awakens
right
definitely
now.
could have used more sex dungeons.
Exactly. Where no one's having sex.
This movie, it's like if you took Blade Runner
Yeah.
and it had sex with Crank,
Yes.
and then it had sex with like the Crow sequels.
And you found the production designer of Johnny Mnemonic, like living in a halfway house.
Right, and then
said,
made it all in like
And then found a
Sweden?
submarine that we could film most of the movie in, and then bang! Fucking magic!
It's so accurate.
Oh my god, this movie's everything. It's everything. Like, I love this film. I'm so excited when Matt asked me to see Cybermaster. I said, yes.
Web Lord! Or Web World.
Web Lord would be a great name. Web Lord. There's no way that Webmaster is the name in the country it was made in. That has to be the American rename,
He's the
right?
Webmaster.
Oh, the movie's named Webmaster?
Shut up.
Well, yeah. So we watched a movie
Right.
named Webmaster. It was. It's from the year. Was it 2002?
What? Oh, damn it.
Matt
We didn't look before.
Matt is actually...
Honestly, it's timeless. It doesn't.
is. It could take place any year. That's what's amazing.
I like
about
what
it.
you said. You were like, I like to think that the characters in the movie Hackers watch movies like,
Like
this.
this.
And like, yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
No, totally, man. Like the bad guy in Hackers. This is his favorite movie.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no way it's not.
No doubt
It's no way it's
whatsoever.
not.
I can't find a year on this stupid
Let me
box.
see it. Let me see it. It's got to be like 2002, 2001. There's no information on this box.
It is an adventure movie.
It does say DVD video on the VHS, which is very odd.
Bob, does it say a price tag when you get a bag of treasure? No.
It says adventure.
It says it's an adventure
No.
film.
It is
It's
not an adventure film.
It's a thriller. It's every gangster movie ever, but in the weirdest setting imaginable.
It's a noir movie.
It's a noir
yeah.
film set in the world of the internet hacker cyberpunk theme.
Let's
and that's
talk-
why I love it. Man, it's just so innovative.
We got to start talking about the movie, but yeah,
Okay.
it's undefinable to some degree.
I disagree with you. It's just... it's a detective noir story in the cyberpunk. That's what it is.
Right.
That's
okay.
what it is. And
It's definitely cyberpunk.
Oh, no doubt about that, Bob.
I'm leaning towards cyber homeless, or cyber bums. Everybody except for him was dressed pretty fucking poorly.
Cyber corridors. It's like,
Yeah.
you like corridors?
It's a
'Cause they
cyber
got it.
factory. Everybody uses the internet, but for some reason we still need factories everywhere.
So,
I don't understand.
before we get into the main plot, let's get into the realm of the Webmaster. The audience needs to know that in the realm of the Webmaster, there's essentially the internet or the cyber world. Now, in the cyber world, there are actually 7 key domains. The lower 6 domains are used by normal people. What you do is you log on, and there is an avatar that you interact with who looks like you that essentially you control in the internet world.
Which is stored on a disc.
Stored on a disc.
That looks like a Pokeball.
Yes. And
Well,
each-
no, that was logo.
That was his logo?
That was
Okay.
JB's logo because
JB.
Stoice's
JB, John Bennett.
Stoice's had the S on it.
and like,
Sorry, all right.
no.
We're getting really...
Just gotta...
You know, you're opening the movie. He explains this at the opening of the movie.
And literally, the top domain is controlled by 4 main people called
Right.
the group. JB, who is our main protagonist, the sort of detective in the story.
He's the webmaster of the group.
Yes.
He
Rothstein,
makes sure it runs.
Rothstein, who is the money of the group.
Right.
Milos, who is the technological military supplier. And then our head villain, Stoice, who controls the internet.
Yeah, he was the muscle. He was a fucking maniac and did terrible things to everybody constantly. It was awesome.
Stoice he's an elderly man, scar above the eye, and he's a nefarious character who rules cyber world with an iron fist.
If this was remade in America, I would hope Ray Wise would play Stoice.
Yes.
That'd be good.
That'd be
100%.
100%.
But he'd have to walk
Gosh.
at a 60-degree
Angle and
lean.
everything. Gosh, it'd be amazing. He had a lot more speeches, probably.
He definitely did.
All right, so the main character pretty much says
explains
everything
all
you
this.
said at the beginning.
Yes.
But he's
When,
like,
when we see the American Psycho open,
Yes.
of him like getting his morning routine out.
yeah, where he makes tea, where he has to he measures how much tea he puts in his stuff, and he explains. It's later though, but it doesn't
He's
matter.
like obsessive compulsive almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of his fridge is like
But
all
he
nicely
says-
packed away.
He says that his dietary intake affects the quality of his avatar, and I was like, how the fuck does that work? It's a disc. It's a disc you talk to.
But
it doesn't care what you eat. It's insane. Anyway, I just
if you lived in this world, you'd know.
I guess.
It's all about reaction to you.
Okay.
Your neurons need to be firing
You
at
surf the
optimum
internet
efficiency.
better. Whatever.
The internet, as far as I can tell, is just a room filled with
Where
like
you look at yourself.
you look at yourself and you move really jerky, and then you pull like screens in. It looks really awesome.
It was like the cutting edge of special effects. Like, it is awesome looking.
It's-
Like, if you've ever wondered what the internet looks like when you're on the internet, this movie will answer that question.
Yeah.
Because, gosh, I was like spellbound.
You thought Lawnmower Man knew how it looked?
Oh,
well,
no.
Webmaster knows how
This
it
looked
looks.
like Tom Goes to the Mayor
It did.
over like fucking reboot backgrounds. It was terrifying.
This really was like part reboot.
Yeah, it really
Anything
was.
that was
Yeah.
in the internet was reboot.
Anytime an avatar talked to another avatar was awesome.
It was amazing. Okay,
Okay.
we got to. We start with he did the morning routine where he
Yes.
explains everything Ziccardi
He
did.
worked out, did
He
all
did-
that shit.
He likes being upside down when he's surfing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that
he
is
needs to be upside
He
down
needs
at one
it.
point in the movie.
Yeah.
So he's upside down. What is he? He logs in, and his avatar's like says all this incomprehensible nonsense. Where he's like, "There was a virus," and he's like, "Well, did you do anything about it?" And he's like, well, "Yeah, I got rid of it." And he's like, "Okay, good." It was like weird. Why do you have to have it? Has a personality almost. Like, it does work for him. It's like his internet secretary.
It's like his other part of it. It's like the other half of his ego almost.
That's why they kept calling it your ego.
I get it, but it's also like...
But it's on a disc. That's not changeable. The disc it's already
That
written,
seems
right?
horribly inefficient to have to teach a thing to do something instead of like a computer where you're
Wow,
like,
Matt.
I'm gonna...
Wow, that's called children.
I'm just saying.
You would know if
You have to
you're a
ask
father.
it, and sometimes it might go like, well, I don't know. And you're like, well, fuck. What are we gonna do now?
Dude, they don't need to ask it much. They live in just like a hallway everywhere.
What the fuck do you do on the internet?
I'm gonna say it again. This was the repurposed set of Super Mario Brothers, the movie, where it's just like a big enclosed area of pipes.
Yeah,
it's definitely
Smoke,
a dystopian
pipes.
future.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very dystopian.
I like. There's no sky except for a wide shot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
and the
it's
wide
always
shot is a
dark.
CGI
There's no
sky.
sunlight whatsoever.
No,
Ever.
no.
It's completely dark all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which adds to the ambiance of Webmaster. Another thing that I applaud of this film, how amazing it looks, the aesthetic. So
I'll give them.
Well-
Every time there was like an establishing shot of like the city, we could not agree on what it was. If it was CGI,
Amazing.
or
Yeah.
like weird, like
Cardboard.
cartoon or
Claymation
cardboard.
Yeah.
It could have been anything. It was unbelievable. I still don't know. I don't.
It's
know
because we were
what the fuck
watching
it
on
was.
VHS too, so
Yeah.
we couldn't really see the clarity. Like, what is that? What am I looking at?
I was lost in the magic of the movie. I was
The
lost.
movie sells it. It's all about pacing and tone.
So eventually we cut to JB sitting in the car. He's logged on the net and he's talking to a female avatar. And we realize that the female avatar he's talking to is actually also a woman who is has a binocular set in a hotel. And we realize this is Mia. Mia is a private investigator and is friends with JB. And
And she
Mia,
is spying on a couple.
she is spying,
She's spying on one of the other group
Rothstein.
men.
Yeah,
Rothstein,
Rothstein.
the other guy,
Rothstein,
one of the
yeah.
other guys in the
Yes.
group.
And you come to realize
It's very sensual too.
Yes. Oh my
The scene
gosh.
is very
A
sexy.
lot of butt touching in this movie.
You get to see a man's ass
Oh yeah.
close up.
and the hair
Hair
on,
on
that,
it?
man,
Oh, yeah.
that was a hairy butt.
Yeah,
Wow.
You probably shouldn't have backlit that ass.
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
God, it was a wonderful scene.
Yeah, it was.
Great.
Well, Rothstein starts getting fresh
Yeah.
with this woman.
With some woman,
they
he's
close-
trying to figure out who it is. Well, also, so when
He's in the car hacking to figure out who.
why the
No,
fuck is
he's
he
trying
there?
to. He's trying to see what's happening in the room
Yes.
by cameras that are around the city. Is that what's happening?
Inside the
Eventually,
hotel.
like
Yeah.
at first, she's looking at him through a window, and
Yeah.
it's like she's like, "This is my operation," and I'm looking at him through a pair of binoculars through a fucking window, and then he just closes the blinds, and then shit is over for her,
Well, and
and then
Mia's
he
like,
has
yeah.
to hack into the.
JB, I can't see. Shut the blinds. Can you hack the hotel? And he's like, let me see if I can do that.
Why the fuck hadn't he already done
Done
it?
that.
Why are they looking through binoculars in cyber world with the webmaster? You just go hack the whole building. I see everything.
Because they're trying to set up the relationship between him and Mia. It's important later in the film.
It's in a character establishing moment.
yeah.
Does he need this job?
Well, I think you should know that originally he had hacked into the domain.
He was a criminal that was
a criminal.
made an ally.
Yes, because
Yeah.
Stoice
Yeah.
realized
Yeah.
make the enemy into my friend, my employee,
Right.
and that's why he was working. And so his job was to monitor the.
Well,
domain.
he and
keep
because
other
of that,
people
he
out
seems
now.
he seems much lower class than the other group.
Agreed.
Like Rothstein looks like he's upper class.
Yes.
Because he's wearing like a tux, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you see his ass and everything. Because they get naked and they start,
Yeah. They started having
getting
sex.
amorous.
Perry Delecto.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
Right,
the girl, you never see her face ever,
No.
and she puts.
we find out she is later.
She puts his boxer shorts over his face,
And smothers him.
and well,
But he's
it's supposed to be
kinda
like
in-
sexy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
it is.
But then she pulls out a gun and
And
blows
she-
his brains out.
Yeah.
A,
And it's
a handgun with a giant scope.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
it's like a
For a
snub
point
nose.
blank.
It's a snub nose handgun with a scope on it to
For a-
shoot a person
point
point
blank.
blank range in the brain. It's awesome. It's why.
So Rothstein's dead.
Rothstein
There
is-
is only 3 group left.
DOA.
3 of the
They're
group.
wigging.
Yeah.
We're wigging out. It doesn't. The Pike shows up. This is the first time the Pike shows up.
Yes, the Pike. Matt,
so-
please explain who the Pike
And we don't
is.
mean Luke Perry from
So
Buffy.
when Mia was like spying on the people having sex, she kept looking over her shoulder like, someone's here, someone's here. Then this guy who keeps calling himself the Pike shows up, and his weapon, he's just this skinny white guy with twists, with really shitty twists.
He looks
And
like
then-
2002 just as a year.
Yeah. And his weapon is a rock climbing claw. Or like an ice climbing claw.
It's a
or
good
something.
weapon, though. You can kill some people
Oh,
with
you
that.
could,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's very 2000s of them.
Yeah.
This character.
And they never really explain why he hates Mia so much, but
No.
he does not like her. So
No, she put
yeah.
him away.
Oh, that's right.
She's
That's
like,
right.
oh, shouldn't you be in
Oh,
prison?
fuck.
She said
Okay.
that to him.
Wow,
She's like,
wow.
shouldn't you be in prison? I put you
Dude,
away or
multiple
Because she's a
viewings.
bounty hunter.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So she escapes.
Multiple villains.
She has multiple viewings.
Viewings.
Oh,
You gotta-
viewing. Sorry.
It's
sorry.
rich, man. You gotta
Okay,
drink it up.
So JB is able to download the security footage of the killing
Right.
of Rothstein. And
They
Mia
escape in the car
Mesquite
together.
escapes from the Pike. She's able to do some kung fu moves. They get in the car and they
But
go.
you think about it, it feels like he could have done this whole thing from home.
That's what I'm saying. Do
I
you
understand
But
the
I guess he has
establishing
to-
character.
All right,
I get it.
Let me say, this is even though you're viewing this is a spoiler. JB secretly loves Mia.
I know he's in love
So
with
I
Mia.
think that's why he would want to get close to her and be near to her, as opposed to doing it from his home and not like having the ability to talk to her or be near to her. That's
He
all.
does say she's the only person he like sees outside of the internet.
Yes,
Right.
Yes.
Or cyber world, excuse me.
Like, respect the authority of the format. for this.
Cyber World.
So
That could be the name of this fucking movie.
I thought it was.
This movie was made
Well,
when
the
cyber sex
tagline
was
is
happening.
no one is safe in cyber world.
Remember when cyber sex was like a thing? This
Oh,
movie
yeah.
was made when that was a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to get to the sex scene.
It's so good.
All right, sorry.
Come on, we gotta get.
We haven't even got
I
the
know.
stories yet.
Yes.
Stories.
So JB and Mia are like, the hotel only has one exit. We can cut her off at the pass. So they get in their Super Mario Brothers vehicle, and they come.
It is though.
Yeah.
It straight up is.
And they come in the parking garage, and JB's like, "Oh, I can't open the door," and Mia's like, "Haha, don't worry, I got this." And she actually has like all these fingerprints stored on little cards, and she's like, "Ever seduced a janitor before?" Which is sad to think about.
She had sex with a janitor so she could get into a building.
Just
A
in
building,
case.
just
I
in
might need
case.
to be in this building.
Because after she uses it, we're all pretty certain that she ate it, right?
She pops it in her mouth and swallows it.
She had sex with
with
a
that
man for maybe having to get into a building and then destroyed.
You know what? It kind of makes sense
Don't
because
judge her
once
for that.
Oh no!
Oh,
It's
no.
just
there's a
the
dead
complexity and the
Hold on.
pre-thought.
No, it's true because there's a dead man. There's now a dead man in a room in this building, and that guy's fingerprint swiped the thing that the person escaped from that'll be on a camera.
Oh, wow.
So she'll never
Wow,
be able
guys.
to use that again because that guy's not going to be authorized to be in the fucking building.
Women shaming for justice. That's
No,
great,
it's
guys.
brilliant. They thought of everything. Cyber world. Cyber world. It's flawless. There's no holes in it.
It's like a steel cage of logic.
I mean, she's a badass. If she
But
knew
did she
the
fuck-
forethought.
Yes.
Did she fuck and or kill every single one of those? That was a lot of thumbprints in that little book.
Yeah.
Mia is adept. Big
Yeah.
fan of the character.
But she...
Cyber Mia.
I like Mia.
I
Yeah,
wanna
Mia
also-
was good.
Yeah, I
Did we
liked her a
point
lot.
out that this whole thing was dubbed?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't point that out.
Yeah, this whole thing was dubbed.
It's.
which is
Would you
super
say it
weird.
was
I think
Swiss?
it's got to be. I think it's Swedish.
It seems Swedish. I don't know. You can't. The box literally says nothing. It says no one is safe in cyber
That's
world.
seriously why I bought it. I was like, this movie almost seems to not exist, so I should buy it.
Yeah, look at the stylish and impressive futuristic thriller. That doesn't sound like a review from Movie Time.
Movie time, which you said that's where I used to work. Bob was like, "What did Joe say that?"
Yeah, one of
Like,
my old bosses. Like, come on.
I'll tell you, this is the movie The Matrix wanted to be.
oh,
Sorry, it's true.
maybe
Can
we.
you imagine if people filed into the theaters?
Could you imagine if
To
there was a
see this?
Webmaster
I would
3
have.
where JB is like Jesus fighting monsters and shit, It would look like Mortal Kombat with the way the graphics were for Cyberworld.
I
It'd
would
be
love
awesome.
it. I would
Dude,
love it.
I would have seen this 30 times in the theater. I would have.
All right, we gotta get back on track. What the fuck are we talking about? All right, they escape in the car with the footage. They go back to JB's house.
First off, the killer gets away.
Oh yes, the killer.
the killer
does get
gets away.
yes. And we know
for the stupidest fucking reason imaginable.
Yeah?
They're in the car. They got these stupid Super Mario cars. So to get out of the car, you need a separate remote to press a button.
Oh God!
And
right.
so they hit her with her on her bike. They like cut her off and smack her off her bike, but they can't get out of the fucking car. They're like pushing the button. It's like doors are closed. Doors are closed. And she's just like, ah! You're like, really? That's a plot point? That button didn't work?
The one thing you shouldn't automate is doors. Like
Ever.
right ever. Just get out.
The car looked like a 1978 Nova or something.
Yeah.
Why were there not handles?
It literally was the Super Mario Brothers car.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
They had that
There was
giant
shit all over
green
it.
button inside that no one ever touched.
I love that.
I love that though. I love the world building in this film.
Dude, that light was one of those things you buy at Bed Bath & Beyond that you just press with your palm. Great.
Don't touch it; it'll go off, and
Yeah.
then the people will know.
I love that they don't explain everything. It's like
No,
this
it's
is the
completely
world.
mysterious.
This is the world.
Yeah, it's like Mad Max, you know.
Yeah, man, this is a novel film.
I want to
So,
see the guy who directed this have sex.
I want to meet the guy and shake his hand and say, "Sir, you made some art here, okay?
You did it.
I was legitimately
He did it.
impressed. You did.
Did
Did
it.
it, man.
So, Mia and JB go back to JB's apartment because JB's like, "Oh my God, Rosting's been killed, and I have footage of the murder." So the interesting too is a mysterious woman while JB was walking on the ad,
Right.
this bizarre avatar was threatening him. He's like, "Who are you? What are
Who
you?"
turned
doing
into
here?
a skull and
Yeah.
shot at the camera.
Yeah,
And it looked excellent.
awesome.
I've never
So
been more
good.
scared ever.
So JB's freaking out, and
He's like, who's this lady?
he wants to upload footage of the murder to the news networks.
Hold on, I want to
Yeah.
point out. Earlier, he kept going. I need to log in
Yeah,
a half an hour. He was
Sure.
like, I must be home to log in.
Yeah.
So when he gets home to log in, he disrobes in front of Mina, who's like into it, and then hangs upside down and goes on the internet, which he was already doing in the car. But he
Matt,
needed to get home to hang
He
upside
needed to
down.
get in his official zone, man.
Whatever.
He's like a ninja of the cyber world.
It's
He
nonsense.
needs to be focused.
why are you being upset for him being a digital samurai?
A
Like-
digital
samurai.
Fuck you. He was doing the same thing he was doing in the car there.
Wow. How's that different from getting like a box of tissues and like getting in a comfort spot? Nothing. Like, there's no difference.
All right.
Like,
I mean-
I could do it in the car. I'd rather do it at home.
In
Why
all
not?
seriousness,
But he was
it
like-
was very sexual for him to get
It
online.
is, and I
It's-
think that's a big
They
thing
were
for him.
chasing a murderer, and he was like, "No, but for real though, I gotta be home in 30 minutes."
They
To hang upside down.
they imply that JB is a little bit on the spectrum. He doesn't go out a lot. He's a lonely guy. The internet is his world.
All right.
So he likes his comfort zone. Like, I don't fault the hero for being a hero, Matt.
Jesus.
I mean, I just think that JB
Fine.
is
I
a
just
guy
want to point out
character.
that he was going to sell the footage to a TV network,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
TV
for money.
network was called the Television Broadcasting Network,
TBN.
Well, what do you?
which might be the most generic name for a television network. It's great.
Literally run by 2 Micah students.
Hold on. So.
Yes, they were.
Oh,
They
God.
had blue hair, and they're very spastic. And the TBN does buy it.
Was
for-
that the build? That's the movie. Kind of lost me a little bit there
Yeah.
on where she, because he gets at that point they break into his house, right?
They do. Stoice breaks in.
Stoice
Yes.
Stoice breaks into his house to get because they know about the
yeah.
the plot to sell the footage.
Yes.
Because
And-
they suppressed. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Right.
know about that.
And they kidnap him,
Yes, they kidnap him.
but she gets away.
No.
She does get away, yes.
She does.
She does. She 100% gets away.
She
yeah.
gets away because remember later on she wakes up in trash.
Yeah.
She doesn't get away though.
Let's be careful of pronouns here. Mia gets away.
Mia.
Okay.
Mia.
Sorry,
Yes. Not the woman who escaped.
Not the
murder.
killer, not the
We'll
murderer.
call the killer the killer.
The kill for
And we'll
now.
Call Mia
For
Mia.
now.
Yeah.
They're
killer.
in. No. She wakes up in his room. They just knock her out and leave her there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, actually.
Dude,
Okay.
the rooms in this movie look this is identical.
They're
It's
just
so hard.
big empty rooms because everybody's on the internet all the time.
And they don't have anything on the walls. It's just white.
Oh, I just want to. So when you're in the internet, so as like an overview, they show this like pyramid, and they're
it's on
like,
the box.
yeah, they're like, you can buy stuff, you sell things, and it looks just like a shitty real world. You know what I mean? Like the like graphics and stuff. And then in their domain at the top of the pyramid, it's grass and like trees and stuff.
Wow. Put your Pokemon Go down and look. There's the real world.
No, but I'm just saying.
Don't you see what Marshall McLuhan was trying to teach you, Matt, about the digital world?
But it's you. Whatever you make it, it's the digital. Why would you live in a shitty slum version of of an internet world?
Why are you questioning the realism of cyber world?
Whatever.
No one is safe, Matt.
No one is safe.
I
They were
know.
safe until this happened.
So these goons show up and stop JB's heart, and they take him back.
They put
They stopped
They
his
put
heart.
sensors on his nipples.
Yes, they.
And it, like directly on his nipples, and it stops his heart. And then they put a device on that just stabilizes
That
him.
started
right?
his heart back
No,
up.
not that.
Yeah,
They
okay.
put it on his arm.
Yes, they did.
That
They did.
that stabilizes him
And then they
for
take
transport.
They take him to meet Stoice.
Stoice.
So
This scene is so long. It's great. It's just because it's the woman. There's a woman in a room that has like a bunch of sex cages and swings.
Well, you can't tell what it is first. There's
You
someone
can't.
in a chair lighting a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's someone in a chair. You turn around and essentially.
Well, hold on. He's also strapped to a table with blacked out glasses over his eyes
Yes.
and his mouth taped shut.
Yes.
All he can do is hear
So we're
things.
just staring at a shot of him in his giant weird room.
Yeah.
For about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's so long.
It's
and
a
then
really long
somebody
time.
lights a cigarette up. You're like, oh, there's another human being here. It's amazing.
She
actually.
walks over and like grabs his head, and then she goes, "You know, there's like barely any cigarettes left in the world, right?"
No.
I
Or
own
something
half
like that.
I own
She
half
says
of them.
there are 5 million cigarettes left in the world, and Stoice got me 2.5 million.
What happened to the rest?
Other
What
pe-
the
the
fuck?
world.
Factories aren't making more,
Dude, tobacco?
What are they making?
They don't have farms anymore.
Matt, it's the world of cyber world.
It's all cyber food now.
God, they do eat nothing. They
I
don't
don't even know
eat
how
anything.
they have food.
Well, you don't. You only see them drink tea,
So
and nobody eats a meal.
we've talked about
There's
how
not a single meal eaten in this movie. It's
cyber
distressing.
world is a neo-noir detective story. We meet Barbie. Barbie's the woman holding a cigarette. In the Noir story, Barbie's essentially the gangster's Moll.
Yeah.
She is very seductive, very attractive, very dangerous. You wonder what her alliances are. And then who comes in but her lover?
Soy.
I'm starving.
He has the best, like, his hair is blonde dyed, but his eyebrows are jet black.
And it looks
I
like
love
his
it.
goatee was painted on.
Yeah. I mean,
And
he
he's-
looks great.
He looks like the devil. Like,
Yeah.
he's an old man, and like
He's like
his-
Guy Fieri if he became a bad guy because his
Yeah.
hair's a different color than his beard, and it's that weird too trimmed and looks dumb, frames his head weird because
Like,
it's a fat head with
if
this
you-
thing.
if,
That's
like,
awesome.
You know those digital like aging things, like this child's been missing for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like
He looks like
if
that.
if Justin Gecko went missing and they did a digital aging, it would be Stoice.
Justin Gecko would be a great Stoice.
He'd be, oh god, he'd be amazing as Stoice.
What a name!
Oh my
Stoice.
And they say it every 3 minutes.
He can't.
They say it
It's
constantly.
insane how many times they say it. That's a drinking game, like I said.
Yeah.
The end of the
Yeah.
movie is her going Stoice, Stoice, Stoice over and over again.
Don't say it yet. It's so exciting.
To think about him having sex with this beautiful woman is
Oh,
also
wow.
gross.
Oh, well, we'll get into that later. Because I have some opinions on that. Like, really strong opinions on that.
Oh, there.
Oh,
Okay, okay. So yeah, Stoice walks in. They have a little cutie thing where she's flirty, and he's like, here. He gives her a gift that turns
Oh.
out to be a pair of underwear.
white panties.
And
It's
she
so
goes,
centrally
I normally
opened.
wear black.
And he's like,
well, wear
wear
them.
them for me.
And she said, maybe. So hot.
I love that he gives her the panties in front of JB. Like he has,
Oh,
to,
yeah.
he has to hear everything happen.
He hears that going on.
Yeah, like what the fuck is going on? I'm in a room tied up. All right.
And he gave her them, like, not in a nice gift bag. It was like
was
in a little
brown paper
a brown
wrapping.
paper bag.
It was
With
like
twine.
shitty twine, like newspaper twine.
Would you go to a crab house before this to wrap it up?
It's in the gift shop at Joe's Crab Shack.
Joe's Crab Shack.
And she didn't hold him all the way up. It said Joe's Crab Shack with a little crab coming out of the
Wow,
side.
Matt. Wow.
So they finally she leaves, right? And then he takes off the glasses and the tape.
Yes.
He's like,
And-
you fucked me. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Stoice has accused him. Stoice has said that his funds in the domain, the top level, are being depleted at a rapid rate, and he wants to know where his money went, and he's going to figure out what's going on. So, Bob, what does he do to JB?
Well, if you've ever seen the classic film Tank Girl, it had echoes of that. to me. With
Very
Malcolm
much.
McDowell and the Gatorade bottle that sucks all the water out of your body.
Yeah.
This was, instead of a Gatorade bottle, this was a fake heart that looked like a silver beetle
Yeah.
that had several needles sticking out the back of it
Yes.
that he literally just
jammed-
presses into JB's torso. I couldn't even really tell where exactly.
Yeah, it was like the bottom of his rib cage.
It
or
wasn't
something.
over his heart.
At
No,
all.
at
not
all.
even
It was
close.
like in his abdomen.
The
or
size
They
of
put,
his-
something.
they put it somewhere so that whenever he had his blazer on, they didn't have to worry about
Yeah.
whether he actually
had it on.
attached.
Exactly.
But this thing overtakes your normal heart functions, and it becomes a completely functioning cyber heart.
It stole
Yeah.
your heart.
Which I guess is good that they invented a heart that can keep you alive, right?
Yeah.
But you can't just install a heart by pressing it into somebody's butt. And then,
Awesome.
so then it's basically a Snake Plissken setup. It's like either
But
you got to
he's-
find me the video.
and that's the
He
genius.
also sets his heart rate though.
Yes.
He goes
180
180.
beats.
That should get you going.
There's the
pretty good.
crank
Oh
for
my
you.
god, this movie is not only it's not only combining Crank to High Voltage. It's not only LA Confidential. It's also combined Chronos, the Guillermo del Toro.
Right.
That's what I
film.
was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, you're right.
Went with that
Chronos.
thing. And I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
it kind of reminded me of Chronos.
Oh
Dude.
man, I was so into it. I was like, this is amazing.
Let me say, they love the look of this thing.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh.
Once this thing comes into the movie, you're not gonna forget that it
can't.
exists.
You absolutely can't. They keep doing these
Batman.
every time it happened, I would go because it was the snake the heart sort of twisting
Against the shitty screensaver
swirl,
background.
oh my
yeah,
God,
it was great.
awesome.
It was so awesome. So he says you have 35 hours
Yeah.
to get me my information back or you're dead. This
Yeah.
stops your heart.
Yeah.
And he gives him a little taste by
Oh, and he takes his disc. He takes his
Yeah,
avatar.
he has no more personality. He has to do everything manually on the web, which is, I guess,
harder.
I don't really understand that part of it. Why
that was amazing because it's like, guys, this movie
You're
works
so
on so many
positive about
levels.
this movie.
It's the gangster telling the detective you better figure out where my money's going. I'm taking away your gun and your badge. Whoa,
You're by-
he's without
you're on your own.
tools.
It's only JB and his wits.
Yes,
That's it.
It's a hero who's got to use his resources and his
He's
own
like,
set
it took
skill.
me. What does he say? He's like, it took me 6 months to break into Stoice's domain in the first place, and now I got to do it.
Let me-
in 36.
Let me ask you
hours.
something though.
Well, he thought he was gonna have to try and hack
Do you
the
think-
beetle, but he couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah,
Do you think it's overkill to when they kidnap him, they stop his heart to bring him there, and then the second they wake him back up, they give him another fake?
Well, no,
heart?
they
I was just like-
started his heart again immediately. They could have just knocked him unconscious and strapped
That's
him
what
to
I'm
that
saying,
fucking table.
did you need
but
to
they
stop his
actually
heart?
stopped his heart. It's nuts.
I just you didn't need to stop and do his heart shit twice. I was just like, once would be enough. The guy,
Yeah.
come on. Anyway, so now he's got this ticking clock,
Yes.
But the ticking clock also has a thumbprint indicator.
Yeah.
which
Yes.
only Stoice can unlock.
yeah.
Now remember, we have a thumbprint through line.
Yes, we did.
Already created by Mia.
Yes.
And that's when it cuts back to Mia, and she wakes up in a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
And it used to be JB's place because the two people. God, what a scene! She wakes up.
If you guys weren't watching this with me, I think I would have been like, I don't know where we are anymore. Because her waking up in garbage, I was like, where
They
where
threw
are
her
we?
somewhere. I thought they were in a jail cell the first.
Right. Yeah.
It ratcheted up the tension for me.
She wakes up in a pile of garbage. She looks around the room. There's two people cyber worlding by a column
Dude,
in
the
the room.
thing, that's my favorite part of the movie is what they were. They broke into another human being's house to do what they were doing. And
So
it's unthinkable what they were doing.
So
It was the TBN people.
Yeah, it was the TBN,
Yeah,
the
people,
TBN
the
people.
two
Hair
people he
people.
sold the video to, and they explained that they never got any money.
Yeah.
And that JB downloaded their entire database, and they were coming here because they knew he had
The
a
special
T3
connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those only the people in the group
Have that
have
connection.
the T3
Yes.
high speed
Yes.
connection.
Right.
And they were trying to use it, but they couldn't actually still hack into it apparently. Because they were like, oh,
Right.
they were having trouble.
Yeah.
And then, God.
It's like, okay, so what were they doing all this time?
Yeah, what have you been doing in the room?
and
How
then
did
they
you know
sh-
where JB lived?
They
What-
They showed
They
it
sh-
on the internet.
Oh, they did. God damn it!
That's what I was talking about. It's like the two of them are like JPEGs that are just like strafing back and forth, and then it's like
They're
a
like
hit,
running through a field.
a digital, a really like
Real
a reboot
shitty.
field, and like the 2D like images of them flip around and then run away. It's like, what the fuck were you doing?
Dude, they never seen grass before, man. Like for real, I guess.
Oh
It was
God! It was
awesome.
comedy gold.
It's so good.
God.
I completely
The
forgot. about
webmaster
that.
delivers thrills and laughs at every moment.
I don't know
Like their
about every
lives are
moment.
that bad where
Yeah.
that whatever that was more fun than them dealing with life.
Yes, they both just lost their jobs. They're homeless. And they're like, "Whee, digital field.
So eventually,
Like, why can't someone? Anyway,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
I'm sorry. Don't understand.
JB makes his way through the catacombs of this
Whatever.
building that apparently everybody lives in.
It's
Is
a building. It's a
Earth-
building from Dread. It's
Yes.
just
Yes.
80 stories of different communities living on different.
I'm not convinced it's not a planet that's just buildings all the way from the center
And
out.
again, and no, yeah, and it's just hallways that go
Yeah,
deep down.
Just keep
and
going
s-
down.
There's clubs every 3. There's clubs.
Raves,
Raves.
everywhere.
But eventually, he tracks Bambi, the gangster's mall, in a underground sex dungeon.
So the basement, they keep calling it the basement,
basement.
and then that's where the freaks go.
Yeah.
And they
Of
go
the
down
world that's
there.
already pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just, it looks like club kids. There's like people in stupid costumes
Oh, yeah.
dancing around and shit. They're all doing two different types of drugs. One is like an air container that goes over like a respirator mask, like in a hospital. And then the other are these little pills that are blue and yellow, blue or yellow. And they're eating them off each other. There's a lot of licking
They look
bodies
like
in this
they
movie.
look like everlasting gobstoppers, not the one in the
Yeah.
movie, the ones that they sell for real.
Oh, okay.
They're like, just little round balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This entire scene looks like it was filmed in Club Orpheus in Baltimore.
Yes.
Like, everybody has
Yeah.
assless chaps. They're slapping each other and they're spanking each other. It's a lively scene.
Well, no, first they're in the dance part and it's
Yeah.
just drugs and shit.
Yeah.
But then they go,
Go down a level or something, yeah.
Dude, they spend so much time of him watching her dance. How long was
It was
that?
wild.
It was like 2 minutes
I
of
would
him
say
watching her
it was
dance.
about a minute to 2 minutes.
It was a long
for a
fucking
movie
time.
time. It was long.
And needless to say, he sees Bambi go into a room with a man.
Yeah, she grabs some guy by the shirt, drags him away, and he starts to follow. And that's when they get into the sex room parts where it's like,
A shower.
they're just like, it looks disgusting. Like, I would assume, you know what I mean? It was like a truck stop bathroom. It had like those plastic covers that you walk through, like a meat.
And everyone's either
Processing
dancing or
plant.
slapping. There's gimp masks. It's
Lots
just
of nipple play,
a flurry
tons
of
licking.
activity.
It was the Blade film I always wanted Blade to be.
It is better than Blade. It's definitely better. It outbladed Blade in that scene.
that scene. Like Wesley Snipes could have broken into this that right then and killed everyone.
I
I'd
just
be
want
like,
someone to go to JB.
I thought you all were vampires. I'm sorry. Like humans don't do this.
It's out of control.
Yeah, but it's nuts.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
insane.
people are. It's like Caligula for the 2000 set.
And that's
Oh,
why.
wait, we skipped the scene.
Well, we'll get back to it. We're
Okay,
just going
okay.
through the
But we have to explain that other scene to get to why he knows to go to the room he's going to.
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah,
So
go
when
ahead.
Stoice was like, "You got to figure this out," he stuck 2 goons on him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "There's a T3 connection to the basement of the building. I'll show
Right,
you where it is."
right.
But then he kind of like sneaks away from them and he tries to hack the heart. And he's like, "Pff, this is whatever. I hacked it." lol, and then it explodes, and his heart stops for 3 seconds, and then he's like, fuck.
I can't do it. Right. Yeah.
And that's when he's like, Stoice is like, you're fucking around, and he's like, I need to be free, get these guys away from me. And that's when he goes to look for it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows where to look.
Like,
he just
that's
didn't
when he
want
goes to
show
the club.
them where to look.
Yeah.
Goes to the club, goes to the bottom part where there's a sex
Watches
club.
everybody get fucked, walks into the room. This is the butt scene. This is the hairy butt scene, because it's like you're watching.
Was a dude
presume-
having anal sex with a woman, right?
Yes.
Is that where we're at? That's where we're at,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you presumed it was
It was Bambi.
Bambi.
Barbie.
Barbie. You said Bambi
No,
earlier.
I did not. It's Barbie.
I know what I said. I didn't say that. Fuck you. Yeah, it's
Yes.
you think it's Barbie, but it isn't.
It's not.
It's a woman, same height, hairstyle, and length and color,
And clothing.
in the exact same outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just wearing black leather.
I love that moment.
Bob.
What a bait and switch. I loved it.
Most of the women in that place look kind of similar.
I'm not gonna give this up. That is outrageous.
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 Dude, how many clothing stores do you think they can go to?
That's true.
These people,
Well,
they have a room with like
But it
white
just-
walls.
It doesn't make any sense. Although those people were having anal sex next to a T3 internet box.
I love that it's a T3. I love that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fastest internet ever could be, Bob.
It's,
T3.
It's the realm of cyber world.
If it was remade in America, it'd be like the Comcast Xfinity super connection. You know what I mean? Like they would totally put
Comcast
product
didn't
placement
come
in it.
here.
They would. So yeah, he does find the box, which the people having
Yes.
anal sex get. Fuck you, man! Like because he throws them out,
Yeah.
and then he uses
runs into him there.
right.
Mia shows back up and she's looking all sexy in a dress.
And by the
She
way,
looks good in this scene.
Man,
Oh, yes.
wow. She
Very
looked-
much.
And well,
Because
Yeah.
otherwise she's dressed like a dumpy soldier with
Right.
like baggy pants.
by the way,
and
when Mia
puffy
first
shirts.
walked in the club, she befriended a cross-dressing.
Oh
yeah.
fuck, we forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Because
God.
she wakes up, she gets a
There's
sex.
so much plot.
It's
It's
rich.
amazing.
It's rich.
It's so dense. It's like, oh god,
It's
like
delectable.
it's Tolstoy.
It's
amazing.
delicious.
Yeah, it really is succulent.
Decadent.
So
Ah,
Mia meets her transvestite friend.
I forget that woman's name.
Yeah, I couldn't remember her name.
She's
either.
wonderful.
She's a hilarious. Like, oh, by the way,
I wish you could
needle
hear-
use is fine in this movie. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah, she does like
recreational use.
heroin right at the bar.
Yeah.
Well, it's the future, so they got past all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So
She's like, you literally see an injector in her arm. She's like, "This is great. You want some?" And Mia's like, "Nah, I'm
it
good."
cuts to a close up so abruptly.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I
needle
know, like
going
a
in.
disgusting one where you see the blood mixed with the drug. It's like, why did we need to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the shot from like Pulp Fiction with when
Yeah.
Travolta
I feel
goes
like it's
in.
a shame that this was dubbed because I would have liked to have heard the original voice for that character.
Yeah.
Because the dub voice was like
Yeah.
a stereotypical like gay dude.
Yeah, I was
And it
like,
was
I was
like,
like,
ah.
it's a little bit much. Like, I don't think
Well,
this.
I'm sure Ziccardi is gonna find this on DVD, right?
I'm gonna find the original.
Oh, laser
yeah.
disc.
There was
yeah.
no laser disc.
Are
of
you
this.
kidding me?
And I'm gonna watch it while I hang upside down.
I do that already. I'm the Batman.
And drink tea.
I drink tea. I get it every morning,
Perfectly measured tea.
and I log on to Cyberworld.
Cyberworld.
Hey, I can trump one of the 4 of the domain, man. Welcome to the 1%. It's wonderful up here. Do you know the air tastes even cleaner?
Really? In the digital field?
You got it.
That you frolic in?
So Mia finds him, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I need to get this thing off me." And she's like, "I can help. I got some fingerprints for you, JB." And she
We
takes
just
it
need
out.
to get Stoice's fingerprint.
And so, oh yes,
Yeah.
So
he
that we can
goes-
stop the heart.
Yes.
Yes, to
Yeah.
get the heart off.
Yeah.
So he goes to meet Stoice, and Stoice is like, "Hey, you want some brandy, JB? I'm just sitting here. How's that thing going? You need to get some results."
Yeah, I need results.
And
That's the best scene though, because that he,
God,
Here we go. Christ.
it doesn't. We don't even know why it's happening.
JB starts saying like, "I saw Barbie down there. She was touching other men, kissing with them, dancing," and Stoice just has a heart attack.
He's having a
Yeah.
heart failure.
What is
Yeah.
with this movie and heart failure?
He just falls on the ground. He just keeps talking, and he tries to like take his brandy glass, which has his thumbprint on it.
Mm-hmm.
But the security guy comes in. But JB's just sitting next to.
I feel like
Stoice
JB could have
dying.
been like drinking it like it was his glass
Yeah.
of
He
brandy.
just pretended like
And-
it was his, and
But
and
no,
left.
the fuck out of it.
Cyber World is better than that.
Yeah, way better.
The tech is way past
Why
ours.
did Stoice had a mouth guard on his
around
person?
his neck.
No, the
He
guard,
wore
the
around his
guards
neck.
came in to save him and then took the mouth guard from around Stoice's neck.
Yeah.
Not theirs. They weren't like
No,
prepared
I
with
know
mouth
that.
guards.
Stoice has one around his neck.
Yeah, because he
At all
has so
times.
many heart attacks.
Yeah.
Whenever he thinks that Barbie is in remotely cheating.
Yeah. Wow.
They
I
needed the
think
scene
it
to
already
establish how
happened.
much he hates her looking at other men, though.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we
Yeah.
already missed that where he threatens the first time before they put the heart in him. He's like, JP says something about Bambi. Barbie, damn it.
Brandy.
Brambi.
Barmby.
He says something about Barbie, and Stoice is like, there was one time we were eating dinner at a restaurant. And
Oh God.
these two people at a table next to us said something I didn't like about Barbie.
He said something insulting about him, so I cut off their eyelids and then made them watch while I removed the skin from their bodies. It wasn't a pleasant way to die. I didn't like doing it, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Did he do it
Stoice
right
is-
there in the restaurant?
Stoice is so
Wait,
legit.
what was the order of
Yeah.
operations? They
And
said something I didn't like in the restaurant.
He's above the law.
Oh yeah, he is.
Apparently.
He can't just cut off
What
people's
law?
skin.
Did you see a policeman?
No, man. These people
They
are
just
living...
live in a factory and fuck in a basement. It's nonsense.
It's insane.
It's a world without law.
It's a society
yeah.
that cannot last more than 10 years. Like, 10 years is pushing it for how they're living. You can't even live in that.
Money was a weird thing because it wasn't like $10,000. It was like I got 68 kilos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two
Like, what does that
kilos.
mean?
Drugs.
They don't, but that's the great thing. They don't
Of
explain it.
substance, like matter, because
Mass
everything's
stuff,
on the
man.
internet. I got 6,800 kilos of stuff.
This is a film where it says live in this world.
No,
We're not gonna.
shut the fuck up.
We're not gonna.
Shut up. God damn it.
He sold. He bought everything the movie was selling.
Hey, I'll have that glass of Kool-Aid, sir.
All
Let
right.
me tell you something. This is a really, really dense Kool-Aid.
Oh
yeah.
it's a thick
Like,
Kool-Aid.
you got if you're gonna get on the train, you really need to get in the front.
So he goes to meet Mia, and Mia's like, "Oh, did you get the fingerprint?" And he's like, "I got
touched
it."
my neck.
He touched my neck.
What?
What a weird thing to do.
Like a fingerprint is body oils left on a surface that is not already covered in body oils. You can't do that.
It's the future.
I refuse. I refuse for that
She
to
has
be an
the
answer.
technology.
That's insane. This is like
Dude, this is a woman that would have sex with somebody to get a
this
fingerprint.
is fucking
She knows everything
Fast
about
Five
fingerprints.
getting fingerprints off of a
Dude,
butt.
you know what that means? Is that she got the fingerprint of the janitor off her own body when they had after they had
Stop it,
sex.
Bob. Stop it. It's disgusting.
Stop putting your slut shaming on Mia, dude.
It's not slut shaming.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yes, it is. You're
She's
so
a
mad.
bounty hunter.
I'm
No.
not mad. Matt's mad
She's
about
an
it.
effective
I'm not
bounty
mad.
hunter.
I'm mad that
She's
that-
awesome.
A hard-boiled detective, and you're sorry that she's doing her job, Bob. Wow. Now you hate
I'm
women in the
not-
workforce too.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Wow. Wow.
God damn it.
No
Keep
matter
your
what
hate
we
at home,
say,
Bob. Wow.
That's it.
Webmaster comes out on top as far as Ziccardi's concerned.
Yeah,
It's
you can't win
bulletproof.
against Webmaster.
No, you cannot.
So now they have his
God damn it.
fingerprint. They
You
try
the real
to take
Stoice.
it off. They take it off. They put the thing on. You the real Stoice now.
You're the real Stoice now, dog.
We them Stoice. Look,
Call me Stoice.
they put the thumb on the thing. Everything's cool for like half a second, and then he dies. And then they're in a car, and instead of taking the thumb thing and pressing it again, which we would assume would turn it
We'll
back
turn
on,
it back on,
Yeah.
right?
she like hot wires her car into the heart
Yeah.
and starts it back up.
Right.
So JB
What?
is now very perturbed. He's like, "Oh my God, nothing's gonna work. I do have to finish this job. I got to find out what's going on with Stoice's money."
And he's also lost time because of it.
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
time he gets electrocuted, he loses an hour of time.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a weird,
Very arbitrary thing.
Because that guy's like poking him with the shock stick, and Stoice is like, "All right, stop. You've now lost 5 hours of
Enough
life."
time.
And you're like, "What? How do you measure that? How did you figure that out?" It's insane. It's fucking insane.
It's great.
Yeah.
Where are we? So
he's all fucked, and he's like, he tells her to go find the people. What was it, Dot and
the
Darla?
TBN people,
Yeah.
the former
Dot and
TBN
Darlie or Darlene?
Darling.
Darling.
Yeah, I think I called her Darling.
Oh,
yeah, it was actually
okay.
Darling.
Darling.
Yeah, like Darling.
Okay.
The term of affection, Bob.
He told her to find them so that they could do something. I don't remember.
It was
what
to
he said
find
exactly.
Milos. They wanted her to find.
Oh, the other
Milos.
member of the group.
Yes, they wanted to find out where he was.
That's right. And then he runs off to confront Barbie,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
Confront Barbie.
God.
Yeah.
This movie's an hour and 40 minutes long.
And it's all people in rooms that look
Yeah.
the same.
Oh, is this a steam-filled room with red light? No. Oh, the blue light steam-filled room. Gotcha.
Let's
there
talk
pipes?
about. I think we're at this. We're at the sex scene.
Yes.
Are we at the
Yes,
yeah,
he goes
we
to
are.
confront her. He's like, look, you got to tell fucking Stoice that you took his money because he found it in his account now.
Right, right.
This is
Yeah.
when he finds it in his, and he's like, what in the fuck is going on? And then she shows up, and he's like, well, you better fucking tell him. So he drags. God, this doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
Well, she says,
no.
I will, but you got to give me something first.
Yeah. Essentially, she's not admitting that she's part of it yet.
No.
All he's saying is, look, there's money in my account. No one's going to believe me. And I need help. And she's like, well, I want something in return. Now, keep in mind, this is in Stoice's room. Stoice is in hypersleep, meaning he's hanging from the ceiling by wires, wearing a VR mask.
While he
and
sleeps.
While
While
his
he
arms
sleeps.
and legs slowly move
Like a
about.
marionette, yeah.
like a marionette, like he is dreaming.
Yes.
He's hyper sleeping. Dude, I bet that feels amazing.
Oh,
dude. What if
dude.
Stoice is like
The one thing we
400
didn't get-
years old?
The one thing we didn't get to see was what Stoice was seeing.
No.
No, we did not.
You know why?
He
Because no one could actually show us. It's too beautiful.
He looked so relaxed.
Stoice's dreams are amazing.
I mean, he looked like he was at a Hilton.
They're hyper dreams.
You can't do it.
No. So,
can't even
But we
believe
know
that.
JB says that it's a common knowledge that you can never wake Stoice up from his hyper dream.
yeah,
He was like, he
It's
already
common
hates me
knowledge.
enough.
you can't wake him up.
If he's in a yeah.
So
It's like forbidden. It's the one thing.
What happens?
They have relations, and it is
right in
hot
front of him.
in front of Stoice. Like they get hot and steamy.
Yeah.
Dude, she's
I'm
blowing him.
Dude,
Like,
oh my God, this was like USA Up All Night quality stuff here.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Wow.
wild.
Joe
dude.
Bob Briggs would have narrated
Man.
this thing, man. It was great.
We got Cyber World Foo, Domain
So it's
Foo.
cutting between graphic sex and a man floating in the air in hypersleep. We were dying laughing.
No,
dude.
it's an amazing
It's the
scene.
best part of the movie.
It's
probably.
a beautiful scene. It's
It's when I fell in love with the movie. Like I loved it, but then when this happened, I was like, this movie is everything. Like, it's everything. It's so good because it really hit the noir thing. You always have the femme fatale sleep with the main character, the detective. It always happens. So I was really happy they were
like in
sticking
his
with
house or something.
Yeah, like
But this is even
Yeah,
better. It was the
you know,
cyber
you know,
version.
They
you know,
were
wild
waiting to
thing.
talk to
It's
him.
Crazy.
What?
They were waiting to talk to him, and they just decided to fuck while they waited.
Yeah, which that's what she wanted to. That was what he
I know.
needed to give her.
Remember, we'll get to it in a few. Actually,
Yeah.
getting to it now.
Because they don't wait for him to wake
No,
up.
they
They
leave.
leave.
They just leave.
And he has a voiceover where he's like, I feel like I cheated on Mia. And
Because
you're
he's
like,
always been in love with
okay.
her.
It's just
hard.
great though that they just leave because they did it. It's so more insulting that they didn't accomplish the
if
discussion with
Stoice
him.
found out he fucked her, they would both die immediately. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
yes.
why where should we fuck? Let's go to him right
Fuck.
in front of him, surrounded by his guards in his home, and fuck there. Nobody will know.
Wow,
Matt, do you know how much sexier it is that way?
is
your
sexy.
life is so pedestrian.
I'm sorry, it's pedestrian to want to fuck in a steam-filled pipe alleyway that is may or may not be outside. I'm not 100% sure.
Next to
Because
a-
I would have done
Wow.
that.
Next to a
Wow.
sleeping corporate CEO president or whatever the hell he was.
Yeah, a
Mob boss.
A
Yeah.
mob
A block
boss.
down the street,
Wow.
a block down the hallway from a weird bodybuilding transvestite that could have been the lead singer of a metal band.
Sorry, your spirit of adventure's been crushed. man. Wow.
Sorry, I'm so plain.
Yeah, man.
When did you give up on
you
your
were
dream?
so cynical.
Yeah.
God.
Just the cynicism.
God.
Mm.
So, we follow Mia and the TNB people. She has come to Milos's house, and it's a mess. It's crazy.
Weird looking.
She opens a cupboard, and a body falls out. And she's like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And she realizes, "Oh my God, this is Milos's body." and then we see a diorama in the cupboard, and we realize the diorama.
I don't know. This might be the best part of the movie.
Yes.
The look on your face might have been the best part of this movie. This diorama is the shit.
So you saw a diorama being made as the opening credits to the film.
Amazing
and we
opening
were like,
credit
we
sequence.
were,
What is this?
we were nauseated. We were like, this is gross. What is this, man?
It's insane. It's gross. Yeah.
Is this the Webmaster or Diorama Master? Oh. And
It reminded me of the opening to 7.
Yeah.
yeah,
The opening credits to 7.
Oh. So we see this diorama and we realize that there's Barbie's journal, and it's actually a Barbie journal, like
Yeah.
a Mattel Barbie journal. And we see a picture of her and Stoice, and Stoice looks to be about 40.
And she looks to be about 12.
Yeah,
So Stoice has been.
molesting her since she was a child.
So she's
clearly.
insane from that, I guess.
Yes.
The movie takes a decided turn here.
Yeah.
The tone, that's the tone
Yeah.
changer.
The tone changes. Like you feel really like, oh, man, this was funny, and now it's like this is.
Not to mention the
sad.
diorama itself is freaky.
Oh my god, it's so
Horrifying.
graphic. That
It's so.
the blowjob one is my favorite
Well,
one.
no, it's Stoice, right? It's like Stoice giving.
Well, no, it doesn't. She just made it out of magazines.
It's just okay. So, they don't know
So,
what it
but
is.
they all represented all the rooms looked like the rooms she killed them in.
Yes.
Yeah,
and the bodies were in.
And Mia's talking with the TNB people over a headset, and she's like, "Oh, I get it. She killed Milos to get the internet connector. Then she killed Rothstein to get the money. She needed a program, so she had sex with." And Mia's like, "Did you think she had sex with JB?"
She
Like,
looks in
Mia,
the book.
Yeah.
And there's nothing written next to it. Everybody has like a name, where they fucked, and a number of how many times I guess she or they came.
And there
I'm
are
not sure.
pages,
Pages and pages
of it.
But JB
Was that how many? Was the number that? The number wasn't that, was it?
I would assume that's what the number
Yeah,
was,
I
because
think so.
a lot of them were 1s, and then there were a couple 2s or 3s.
that makes it so much fucking sicker.
It's really weird.
Dude,
Yeah.
don't blame her. That's not her fault. Dude.
No, it's not.
Barbie is.
She has been abused.
She's been abused, and you feel really bad for her. It's a tough dude.
Shut up.
Too.
Well, no,
too.
I'm not saying
Man, it's hilarious.
I'm not saying it's hilarious that happened to her, but the diorama is fucking funny.
it's crazy.
It's great.
So, like, the diorama is literally doll heads and cutouts of magazines in like the sexual positions.
Graphic sexual position.
She cut
Graphic.
out. Where did she find the tiny dick?
She had
for
a
the
playgirl or
blowjob?
something.
That was not
Yeah.
a tiny. That
Well-
was a massive.
It was in her
pretty big.
mouth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
actually through her head.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like an opening in her head. I was like, wow, I can't stand the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, man.
She's
Jesus.
been through it.
It's
And
pretty.
yeah,
intense.
it was like I was like, dang, like this was a twist, man.
I'm
I
going to
did
assume
not-
there's not therapists in this cyber world.
No,
There's no police. There's no therapist.
So the only way to work it out is really to murder everybody.
and take over. She wanted to take over the domain.
Take over
She wanted
Cyberworld.
to take over Cyberworld.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the last one was like a doll with like a staff with a
yes,
B at the top.
with a B at the top, a naked doll with a gigantic. I'm not gonna say it. A big old B.
It was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take over Cyberworld.
So now we know. We know
know.
that's everything's been revealed. That person that murdered the
But JB doesn't know.
Rothstein,
Mia
JB doesn't
knows.
know.
Yeah, Mia knows. JB's not
JB's
aware.
in trouble.
He doesn't know that he had sex with an evil. Well, no, she's not really evil.
No,
a sick
dude.
person.
No, she's not sick. It's like Faye Dunaway in Chinatown. Like you can't fault her. Like it's a thing that happened, and she wants revenge. Good for her.
Okay.
But those
her.
other people didn't do anything to her. Stoice did.
Oh, dude, it's a bunch of people that control an internet world and let the underclass suffer.
Well, all right,
Screw you.
Finally, we can get into
Wow.
the meat of this. What the fuck are they controlling? They don't do anything. They're never on the internet. Every time JB logs in, he goes, "When was the last time anybody logged in?" He's like, "Never." And he's like, "That's impossible," because they're all dying off. But it's like,
Yeah. There's,
what do they do? What do they do? They all had a role, but each of their role was only to establish that they could have their own private little internet spot.
Okay.
But how are they controlling the rest of the internet?
Let me tell you.
Where is their money coming from? Who has a job? Who has a job? What is a job? What is the world? Like, what does that even matter? That's my point. I couldn't figure out, like, I'm taking over their whole shebang, and it's like, you're just killing them. Taking over whatever it is seems fruitless.
that
because
was
it isn't
secondary. It was
anything.
secondary.
Matt, do me a favor.
Sorry.
Put your hands down and
No,
don't
I'm
no
doing
just,
this.
no just put your hands down for a second. You can't move them. Promise me, okay?
Uh-huh.
Now the listeners at home should know that there's a cigarette sitting in front of Matt. I'm going to grab it.
Uh-huh. Why'd you do that?
I threw it away because I'm Stoic and I control the cigarettes. Oh no!
What
Yes.
the fuck?
No.
Welcome.
That's not
Oh
it.
no!
She says.
Oh,
She says
oh, no.
he can get me.
Where's
No,
my stogie?
wrong. What?
Wait.
No. What
Oh,
she said?
wow, that's
She
the
says.
base.
She says Stoics can get her. Almost half of them. He doesn't have
he
all of
did
them.
get them. He
did,
owns them.
because he has a bunch of money.
He owns 5 million
You know what?
cigarettes.
You know
Name
what?
half.
No.
You know what Stoics has
Wow.
though? He has the fucking.
Oh,
He
you're
has
so
that.
wrong now.
He's just rich.
Stoics has the
He's all
hypersleep.
powerful.
He has the hypersleep chamber. No one else has that.
Yeah. He runs Cyberworld.
Maybe she just wants the hypersleep, Matt. We don't know what's in that hypersleep. That's heaven.
Dude, she would rule the world.
Moving along.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? What happens then? They know what's going on. JB doesn't. He's with her. They just didn't talk to Stoics. They fucked in front of him instead.
JB goes back to her place, and she's like, "I'll make you a deal. You've got to kill
No,
Stoics."
they're on the run. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, she's like, she's back at
You
his
gotta
place, and
kill
she's like, "You got to
Stoics."
kill Stoics," and he's like, "Oh no, I really don't want to." And then Darling shows up, the blue-haired girl, and
Oh, wait.
oh yeah, wait.
So when they go back and don't talk to Stoics, they go back to the room. This is well, before when I was talking about his health affecting his diet, affecting being able to use the internet. He goes back to his house to try to figure out what the hell's going on, and he puts on the glasses and he's trying to eat toast and drink the tea all like fast, and the internet connection's all shitty.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
And he can't get on, and then she tries to fuck him again, and that's when Stoics' people show up.
Right.
And oh, no. She tries to fuck. They do fuck again. She goes in the bathroom.
No,
While
doesn't she
she's in
just
the
blow him?
bathing,
Isn't it? They have
well,
sex.
whatever. They
something
do something
sexual happens.
She
yeah.
goes in the bathroom.
Right.
He lays down on the bed with her panties.
Yes.
That's when Stoics and his men come in and are like, "Get to the bottom of this, you fucking lazy fucker." And he's like trying to hide the panties. And he's like, "And if I see you near Barbie again, you're done. You're done." And then he's like, "These two guys are going to cover you." And then they escape.
Yes.
That's when they escape together from his
Oh,
people.
it's been an hour. We got to get this done.
And
We're
that's
almost
when
there.
they're hiding.
Yeah.
They're
We're
hiding in the
close.
rave. They're in another rave in the smoke tunnel pipe rooms. And then that's when she's like, "If you kill Stoics,
It was a separate
It'll be
rave,
over.
though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it
I
was a
guess.
separate rave.
It's another rave. Okay.
Needless to say,
I think there's just a rave going on in that room all the time. Or whatever, if it was a room.
Barbie ends up shooting Darling, who was there. She
Right.
was tasked to find JB by Mia, and JB takes a shower, and then Barbie tries to drown him in a bathtub, and then has sex with him, which was
No.
Oh boy,
No, that's later because she blows. That's after she.
yeah, I'd
Spoiler
say
alert.
she kills Darling. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, she shot her. Yeah, in the
Then she
head.
shot her.
Yeah,
Then she tries to
Oh, you're
drown.
right.
No,
Yeah.
she tries to drown JB, and then they get
Jesus
so
Christ.
heated over the attempted murder, they actually have sex
again.
and it cuts to them smoking cigarettes after satisfying sexual intercourse,
Yeah,
in which she was just before trying to murder him.
yeah.
The 2 times they have sex are amazing.
It's
I'd like to think that no one's ever had better sex than these 2 times that they've had sex.
this movie's like a dialogue connection, man.
Yeah.
It rings.
God damn it.
Shut up. Ah. So how? No, that. What?
Dude, the end,
Yes,
it gets a
okay,
little
all
fuzzy.
right,
And then
jeez. So they're in another tunnel. That was one of our favorite
those
scenes where those guys mumble to each other. And me and Mike just kept going. These two like lackeys have the dumbest fucking conversation imaginable for like a minute
and it's
and a
really
half.
weirdly
A lot
shot.
of people come down.
A big part of the
I thought
movie.
you were somebody else, but you're you.
This
You're
is
like,
when-
what?
Isn't this when like a big part of the movie takes place in like an alcove to a hallway?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it's like
just
not
lined
clear
with
where
pipes.
they are. Or,
It's just lined with pipes and smoke.
it's so weird to see anything.
And that's when
That's when Darling shows the Darling's dead.
Darling's dead. Mia
wait.
finds.
Oh my god, we missed something because Mia's has to be kidnapped.
Well, yeah. Well, Mia. Well, that's the thing is like Mia. I think just shows up kidnapped when JB is talking to Stoics, because JB says, "Look, meet me alone."
Nope.
Okay. How'd she get kidnapped?
When
again?
Darla got shot in the head, it was
Yeah.
because she went to go talk to JB,
Yeah.
but they went to sneak through the underground.
Yes.
And they saw Barbie toss a body into the water
Yeah.
turned out to be Darling.
Yeah.
He fucking cried. They tried to leave. That's when that weird scene with the bag over her head.
Yes, there's a bag
Yes.
over her head.
She got kidnapped when she was in the bowels
By Stoice.
of the building by Stoice's men. Jesus Christ.
And so essentially, JB says, look, I've uncovered the whole thing, even though they never really explain how he uncovered the plot with Barbie. We know Mia knows. Does she ever tell JB about, or does just JB know through the
When
internet?
she blew out Darling's brain,
Oh,
that pretty
yeah.
much
Yeah,
sealed the
that
deal.
pretty much
Probably
that
did.
kind of
Yeah.
defined
Yeah.
everything for
I don't know. I
them.
always give relationships a second chance. I don't know.
She also tried to murder him.
Yeah, she did. Like, she's not a very nice person. but
You
I
were
forgive her.
yelling at both of us.
About how she was fine and not
Wow.
responsible.
Judgment Month, you guys?
Oh my god. Come
So,
on.
JB meets Stoice alone in his apartment, and bam, Barbie. Sorry, I apologize to you. I made that mistake. Barbie takes out her gun and shoots Stoice like 3 times.
Well, no, we missed a scene where you skip the thing where they're in that tunnel again, and Stoice talks to JB, and the Hare Krishnas walk by,
Right.
and they discuss a plan, but you can't hear what it is.
Yes,
Because the audience
And
is
he,
supposed
and
to
he
know.
also
Yeah,
goes, "Hey,
right.
I got
Right.
Mia. She's got a heart thing too, and it's tied to yours."
Because I remember we were even saying,
Yeah.
like, Matt was like, why are those Hare Krishnas walk by? And I said, because we're not supposed to know what they're saying.
Right.
It's a plot that they're hatching between
So
each other.
he basically made them synchronous with each other.
Yeah.
If he dies, she dies, and vice versa.
Yeah, and then he told
Yeah.
him a plan so that they can all be good.
So Mia shoots Stoice, so we think.
3 times.
She
No.
then-
You mean
3 times.
Barbie?
Barbie shoots.
Barbie shoots
2 in the
Stoice.
stomach, 1 right between the eyes.
Yeah,
She's
man.
good, real
Yeah.
fast
She's-
too, like bang, bang,
Dude,
boom.
she's good at murdering.
Yeah.
She made a diorama of murder.
Man.
Okay.
Arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
She's the AC Moore of murder.
She's not missing. No. She's
and then
bullseye,
she says
man.
to JB, she's like, make love to me. And he's like, no, like, you're a murderer. And I
Well,
can't do
first
that."
she walks over, he pulls the thing out of him.
Yeah.
Which is brutal, and like he should be bleeding out to death now because that was apparently
The technology
connected to his
in
heart.
that thing is amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
It's literally
I
revolutionary in
wonder
every
how
respect.
it pops up in the movie. Like, just does the spinning thing all the time.
Shut up.
Ah, damn it.
So when
it's
he's
sentient.
when he's pulling that out,
Come
she
on.
walks over and takes Stoice's like
Disc.
identity disc and JB's and starts walking away.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Give me my disc," and she's like, "Fuck me," and he's like, "No, no," and then she shoots him in the neck.
In the neck.
Oh, that's right. She tries to make him like
Where the
eat her
fingerprint
out.
was.
Like she puts him on her knees and the gun in his neck and starts shoving his face in her crotch. And then she shoots him in the neck, which is so weird a place to shoot someone. Like downward into the neck.
Into the neck.
And then she starts walking away, and that's when he stands up and he's like, ouch. And she turns around, shoots him, plugs him 2 more times, and he's like, fake bullets, hurt. But
It's
they
a
don't get the
really weird
job
thing that he
done.
acts like it's painful still.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it took something out of him.
And
And then Stoic,
Stoic gets
with the
up.
smallest
he pulls out the tiniest
Swiss
knife.
Army knife, pocket Swiss Army knife.
It's like $1 knife at a flea market. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, so small. And she's just, and that's when she just keeps going, Stoice, 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 Stoice.
And he chases her into the bathroom, presumably to murder his own mall. And JB just leaves. He's like, I'm done with this
And he
life.
says to JB, he's like, once you find he's like, where's Mia? And he's like, once you find her, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see you again.
Yeah.
You know what small moment we forgot to talk? We just mentioned.
Boy Scout moment.
Oh,
I was
that
gonna,
line.
Well,
we
that
did
I was
skip
also
that.
going to say the fast forwarding part.
Oh,
forward.
Yeah, he's like trying to watch security footage. Oh, let's just finish the movie and then we can remember a few things we skipped. God damn it. What happens? That's when
Pike is threatening Mia. Pike comes back.
Pike is holding her
His
hostage.
arc is
Yeah.
Then he's about to kill her with the thing, even though the heart thing turned off. He's still like, I'm going to kill you anyway. And the transvestite saves her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stabs him in the neck and goes, I was saving that for myself. So weird.
Well, with drugs.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So
like a
I don't know,
knife.
it might not have killed him.
No, I
He
think
might
it just
just
made
be
him a
fucked
super
up.
high,
Was
man.
she played by Sissy Spacek?
Yeah.
Kind of voice.
Saving that for
I
myself.
was saving
I'm
that for
saying myself,
myself.
I'm saying I'm just a coal
No,
miner's
she just
daughter.
shot him up with drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was free. She meets up with JB, and then they disappear together. And they disappear to God. So apparently
God damn it.
Mia kept saying, "I want to go to the grass with you," or talked about going to lay in the grass. So I'm thinking that's why I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this world? Because somewhere there's grass. Because now I'm watching them roll around in it, and you're like, oh, there's grass somewhere. The grass they pan out. It's on top of a fucking tower. In the middle of darkness.
That's all
with
I got,
hard
man.
lighting on it. There's like a patch of grass.
Dude, that hurt me so much in the heart. I was like, dude, this world is tough.
It's Coruscant, man. They don't
But
have anything.
to that end, there's a line that we didn't talk about where he goes, "This is just like back in Boy Scouts." Me and Bob both screamed the exact same
Boy
thing.
Scouts!
They're like, they have Boy Scouts in this world.
There's no forest or anything.
I told Mike outside, I was
Christ,
like, it
there's
has
no
to be a completely
children.
different skill set.
There's no
It's
way
like,
children have schools and there are children in
Dude,
this
can you
world.
imagine the
Fuck
merit
no.
badges? The merit badges would be amazing. Raving, interneting too. I would love it. Is there an ending of verb?
Consenting anal sex? It would be weird shit.
Oh, it'd be. Oh man.
This was a world that needed jars of genital lube around.
Yeah.
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 Not a post-rapture world. This world.
This one.
They needed buckets of it.
We did it, and I
Wait.
can't believe we did it.
Wait, we did. We forgot about anytime. So when they took away his avatar, whenever he logged into the internet, he had a internet waiter that still looked exactly like him. So I didn't understand. The
It's
point
him
of that.
in a yogi position.
Yeah, but he
Flo-
kept saying,
like
"I will be
floating.
your internet waiter." And
Yeah.
whenever he told it to do anything, it was so weird. He was like, "Call those people," and it was like this thing punching these weird light boxes that lit up. Or when he's like, "Fast forward, can you skip to a part you can see it better?" And he's like, "Forward, forward, forward."
Forward. There's
Whoa.
nothing better than people of like 20 or 15 years ago trying to imagine what the internet would visualize like.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing ever. I love it. Because they got it so amazingly wrong. It's awesome.
They're
And beautiful.
It just kept it simple and realistic. But
No,
everybody's
that
gonna
wouldn't
like,
be
"No, it'll
fun."
Things will be flying. We'll be doing it with our fingertips in front of our eyes.
I would love to see when this movie actually did come out because I want to see how much they stole from The Fifth Element, The Matrix, and LA Confidential. I would like to actually see that because that last shot
I gotta
is
believe
from
this
The
is.
Fifth Element. I mean, that closing shot's from The Fifth Element.
I gotta believe that this is
Crazy.
2002. That's
You know,
my
you're
guess.
right. That last shot was pretty much the Fifth Element.
Yeah, I was like, oh wait, that's weird. Yeah, still loved it.
Yeah, I mean it's so great.
Stoice was Stoice was my favorite.
Amazing.
Stoy.
He walked
Oh.
so slow and at an angle at people, and he was constantly talking over his shoulder. I loved him. 1998.
Wow.
1998.
That definitely explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I was giving it less of a benefit of the doubt, but 98 pretty prescient.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They did it.
Dude, they predicted.
They knew
Tinder.
what was gonna happen.
They knew what was gonna happen.
Tinder.
They predicted Tinder.
They predicted Tinder.
I think
What'd you
I
just
think
say?
we all would recommend people watch this movie if you can find it.
If you could
Oh.
ever find a copy of
This might be the only copy in America. We don't know.
Justin Gecko needs to play this behind the Kunst and Wasson night. Just let it play.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect. Or just cut out your favorite parts on loop.
Tim Burton's kids will love this.
Dude, Tim Burton would come in his pants looking at those landscape shots. He would be like, "I've never made anything that looked this good." I mean, for real. It's like, it's amazing.
I will say this movie is much better than Blade Runner. I was bored during Blade Runner. I watched the Webmaster. I was entertained from
No,
start to finish.
Webmaster, not the
Cyber World.
Is that the title?
Cybermaster.
Cybermaster.
It's called Cyber Webman.
Web World.
Waterworld 2. Webworld.
What World 2 is Cyber World?
Okay, here's the question. What is the perfect double feature with Webmaster?
I mean, it's Johnny Mnemonic. They're like
100% Johnny Mnemonic. It's got to be.
because
Johnny Mnemonic
you
and
should
Webmaster.
watch this
That's
and then
in light
watch
of
Johnny
television.
Mnemonic and then be like, man, what a coherent and put together movie Johnny Mnemonic is.
And
this isn't disorienting or nonsensical at all.
the trilogy would be Hackers, and the quadrilogy would be Tank Girl. Yeah, it would.
Do you
be
think Tank
Yeah,
Girl?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Tank Girl's
the
good.
aesthetic is so Tank Girl. I like that too a lot.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a huge Tank Girl fan.
That movie's pretty fun. It's
I love it.
completely weird.
Yeah, well, Tank Girl never made sense to begin with. Anyway,
So,
Webmaster, Cyber
try.
World Webmaster, the best cyber master movie ever
Yeah, definitely.
for the internet age. Sandra Bullock, you
Eat
lose.
shit.
The net doesn't do it anymore.
You ain't
5
doing-
stars.
You're
out
down
of
on the
5.
peg.
Highest accolades.
5 stars.
Oh.
Ziccardi, 5 stars.
Lawnmower Men. Let's work on ourselves now. Because we love.
I'm
the
surprised that
Webmaster.
wasn't in the the quadrilogy.
It's hard to
be, I
watch.
mean-
It's hard to watch.
Jeff Fahey,
But the
man.
performances,
Jeff
though, man.
Oh wow, dude! I wish I looked like this. The guy in the Lawnmower Man, the internet version of Jeff A. He's got style. That guy, the black and orange. Whew. Man, classy dresser.
Thanks for doing it, Ziccardi.
Yeah.
Guys.
I'm very happy you enjoyed the movie.
I had a blast. I'm happy to be
I didn't
back.
know how it would go over because I didn't see this movie. I didn't know what this was.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it because I did remember it being boring. Like it's slow. Everything takes a long time. You get plenty of time to look at everything.
No, it's sensual.
You're not gonna
It's
miss
sensual.
a fucking thing.
I love
Visually.
I love noir stories, and it was a noir story, and it was entertaining. And I honestly had high hopes. I'm like, wow, like I love how the opening sequence became the key plot point. This diorama
Ooh,
of baby
There
parts.
we go.
Yeah.
Midnight Cop. You can watch Midnight Cop in this and never speak to another human being again because your brain would fall out of your head.
That's very true. Midnight Cop and this would be great. You should watch Midnight Cop.
I probably will. What's it about?
We have an episode on it.
Oh,
I recommend
It's a
you listen
fever
to that.
dream. It's a
Who's the
film
guest?
noir fever dream.
Mike Ridgway.
TV.
oh, I won't
He
listen
bought
to
it
that.
at a gas station.
Dad Ghost, you won't listen
Oh,
to it?
God, no. I don't agree with his politics.
God. All right. Thank you for doing it. This is a great movie.
Thanks, guys.
Find it. It's probably on YouTube, maybe somewhere.
I hope. I think the trailer was.
At least the trailer.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
You have just listened to Bonus Disc. Questions, comments, and movie suggestions can be posted to facebook.com/bonusdisc. Opinions and criticisms of the hosts and guests of Bonus Disc are 100% valid because they sit high atop Judgment Mountain. So quit your whining.